Autism Speaks defines autism as a range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication, as well as by unique strengths and differences. I've had conversations without using words, but understood everything that was heard. Trapped inside, but free to explore the world around me and so much more. A blink of an eye, a glance, a nod, signal to me what words cannot. A day, a month, an hour, a week. It may take for us to realize that autism speaks. I decided to pursue the subject of food selectivity in children with autism because of my work at a camp called Camp Grace, where I work with children with special needs. During my time at this camp, I was able to notice that the children were very selective eaters. One specific example I can think of is of one of our campers named Wes. Every single day, he had a ham sandwich from Subway, nothing else. And one day, instead of white bread, he had wheat bread and refused to eat the sandwich. Picky eating, also referred to as food selectivity, is a significant problem because it may be associated with inadequate nutrition as a result of the restricted diet. The prevalence of selective eating among children who are neurotypically developing ranges from 10 to 35%, whereas the prevalence among children with ASD ranges from 46 to 89%. In a study completed by P. Gail Williams, 100 families containing a child with autism were surveyed about eating and nutrition habits. It was found that 67% of the 100 family surveys found their child to be picky eaters. In a study completed by Williams and Schreck, food selectivity was compared in 138 children with autism and 298 neurotypically developing children ranging from ages 7 to 9 and up. The study was completed by having the parents of the children fill out a food preference inventory to assess the extent to which the children ate a variety of food. The parents of the children with autism reported that their children refused significantly more foods and had a less varied diet than the parents reported of the children without autism. In general, it was reported that children with autism ate about half the number of foods in each food group, except for starches, where they ate 2/3 the number of foods as neurotypically developing children. Whether you are a parent, caregiver, sibling, or friend of a child with autism, it is important to be patient with their challenges of food selectivity and be prepared for many trials and errors along the way to improving food selectivity. One possible way to combat food selectivity in children with autism is to start when they are young by exposing them to a variety of foods that are varying in texture and taste. For many children with autism, this step is neither simple nor easy. However, there are a number of interventions that provide this repeated food exposure that are shown to be effective. One of the interventions involves repeated presentation of small foods, for example, going from crumb size to pea size, of a new food across the course of several days or weeks, starting with the foods that are most similar in taste and texture to the ones they are already familiar with. Another intervention that is shown to be successful is positive reinforcement for the acceptance of new foods. Specifically, that means using reinforcers that are particularly for acceptance of new foods to keep the child motivated. One other intervention is known as escape prevention, which means not removing a new food if the child exhibits problematic mealtime behavior and requiring that they take one bite before leaving the table.